Edwin, do you know the full lyrics to the Wonder Woman theme song?
Yes. Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman. All the world is waiting for you and the powers you possess. In your flashy tights, fighting for your rights. And the old red, white, and blue. Da 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 da.
The gods gave us many gifts. One day you'll know them all. This is where we keep them.
It's beautiful. Who would wield it?
Only the fiercest among us even could. And that is not you, Diana.
We just saw Wonder Woman. What did you think of it?
I liked it. I think it's the second best DCEU movie in their cinematic universe.
First being?
Man of Steel, probably. This movie feels like it's in the right direction for the DCEU. What about you?
This movie sucked my dick. I fucking hated this movie.
Yeah, you really did. Yeah, I was not enjoying the movie because I had to listen to your reaction next to me. there was a death bombing scene where children were killed and you were laughing.
No.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, this movie fucking sucked. I guess I'll start with what I liked about it. It's a fish out of water story, and I like the comedy bits that play with that. There's the one scene where she reaches London for the first time, and it's just a wide shot, and she turns around and says, "What is this place? Oh, it's London. It's disgusting. Or it's hideous."
Yeah, it's not.
And I liked all those scenes. As far as everything else goes, the story I don't remember. The action was your typical action movie, quick cuts, not throw a punch, cut to the fist hit, except for the Zack Snyder-y kind of slow motion stuff. So pretty weak action. And as far as Gal Gadot, I didn't like her as Wonder Woman.
I thought she was charming.
Is she a model?
She was.
That's what it came off as. Like, they just got a model and said, "You're fucking beautiful. Let's put you on a Wonder Woman movie." And it shows because every scene she's in, it looks like they got the most expensive makeup to make sure it stays on, there's like, on her face. There's like 7 shots of her going like this. And it's all like, look at her beauty, her hair is perfect. She gets the guns ladled at her and all these bullets and just perfect every time, and I hated that. It was so annoying.
God, women are gonna hate you.
Well,
this movie is important though.
Let's talk about the sex. Put your fingers. We'll talk about the sex stuff. Just to remember that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
First, let's stick with the movie itself. It starts off with her as a kid, and it has there's cliches all around this fucking movie. There's corn everywhere. I really wanted this movie to work out for me. When I saw the trailer, I told myself this movie fucking sucks, and it's going to suck. And going into it...
Right now you're 1 for 1, because you said that about Alien Covenant, you liked Alien Covenant, you said it was shit. This one you said it was shit, and you think it's shit, so you're 1 for 1.
I mean, I don't hate Alien Covenant, there's just parts of Alien Covenant I didn't like. But as for this movie, I thought, this whole movie's gonna fucking suck. But I walked into it with hopes, I really hope this movie works. Because it's, should we talk about spoilers?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, let's get to spoilers later, let's just get this out of the way.
Yeah.
The first quarter I was okay with. The second quarter I wanted to leave. The third quarter a migraine began to start, and by the end of it I had a full brain aneurysm. It just failed on every level. It failed on character, it failed on story, it failed on technical aspects, It failed.
There were some questionable CGI shots. There were some questionable.
And green screen shots. There's shots where
I saw them.
the 7 fucking with the green screen in the back.
I think the main one that really stood out for me, those didn't really stand out for me. The ones that really stood out for me is when the little girl's falling.
Yeah.
That one is the one that stood out for me.
That one.
The one that I just could not wrap my head around is when it's supposed to be Robin Wright and the little girl on top of this mountain, and her move the Robin Wright. It's like an aerial shot of them two training on this like little platform, and she looked like the corpse from Evil Dead 2 dancing. It was the most uncanny movements. It was like that's not a person.
I didn't recognize.
Yeah, that shit took me by. I couldn't wrap my head around that. But I was good during the beginning of the movie. When it got into London, I was like, it slowed down a bit. When they started getting into the whole World War I stuff, it hooked. I was hooked into it.
Yeah.
The action, I think the first action sequence on the beach, I enjoyed. The second one, I think everything that had to do with that, from once they start going to No Man's Land, through No Man's Land, into that village, and then onto like Castle Wolfenstein and whatever the shit. I love that bit. Like it really had me engaged in what was going on, and then the third act, the third act fight felt the weakest part of the movie for me, but I still enjoyed it. I've heard a lot of shit online about the villains in this movie being like, oh, they're weak villains. I don't think they're weak villains. Like,
it depends what villain you're talking about. There's 3 villains.
There's 3 villains, but 2 of them are pawns. One of them is one of them
is a red herring. One of them is the actual villain.
Yeah, one of them is the actual villain. But like Dr. Poison in the movie, the chick with the thing, I thought she was a good villain because it's just like she's not the main.
Is that a Wonder Woman villain?
Yeah,
Dr. Poison.
Yeah,
no, but an actual.
Yeah.
That made sense because that was a stupid thing.
That's why they didn't call her Dr. Poison. They called her Dr. Poison as just like, oh, that's what the people in the trenches call her. That she. If they had gone with her costume in the comics, she would have been fucking scary looking.
How does she look like?
Okay, remember
hold
on. Remember Chatters from
Hellraiser?
Hellraiser? Like that.
That's what she looks like.
Her eyes are really open. She's like in this like black gimpish looking mask and her mouth is open, and her teeth. It doesn't look like she has any lips.
Oh, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, she's fucking scary looking. This, gotta have a pretty lady with a little bit going on. I kind of like her whole like get up with the goggles and shit because she kind of looks like the.
That was cool, but she didn't do anything. She wasn't a.
No, because she was the guy. She was the MacGuffin of the movie. It was just like, oh, she's the one making this, and this guy that's taking fucking magic.
Well, we'll get to that. Don't spoil it. We'll get to that when we talk about spoilers.
But all in all, movie has problems. I still liked it. Things I didn't like. That part that you wanted to leave at, the whole bar scene. That whole little bit could have been taken out.
You can't take it out though because. The characters in that scene follow you the rest of the movie.
That's the thing.
Which we'll get to, spoilers again.
That's the thing. Those characters unnecessary to the story, especially the Scottish guy.
Like we'll get to characters.
Okay, no, if it had just if it had just been a Diana Steve Trevor story instead, and it's just
Steve Trevor a character in Wonder Woman?
He is. Yeah, he's
big as he is in this movie. Is he as prominent as he is in this movie?
Yeah, because without him, none of the Wonder Woman movements happen. If he never lands on Themyscira, she never leaves.
So that's canon.
Yeah.
I guess in the comic world.
He gets there. He doesn't. Spoilers. He doesn't die, but he's prominent. He's very prominent.
At the beginning, I was like, you know what? This movie's probably not going to be any good, so I'm just going to watch it like a modern horror movie. It's not a great story, but maybe a jump scare will get me. And that's what I was hoping for. Maybe, please, just let there just come an action scene. I was begging for Zack Snyder to get his hands in there, and I say those words with heavy.
You want to talk about weak? Have you seen Suicide Squad's action scenes? You want to talk about weak action scenes?
No. I was hoping for more action because we got the one action scene in the beginning, and then during the whole movie, I don't remember the fucking story, and I was just begging for, hey, can something exciting happen? Something new, and we didn't get that till quarter of the 75% of the way until the very ending. So what is the story of Wonder Woman? Because I sure as hell don't know.
Story of Wonder Woman is about a little girl that wanted to be a big boy.
That's our review.
No, seriously, it's about a little girl that wanted to do more than what she.
This movie, though.
Yeah. The movie's about a little girl that grows up.
No, that's.
That's something. Okay, that's something.
Just explain what the reasons behind people's actions, because that's what I didn't understand.
Steve Trevor's actions was to get back.
He lands on a fucking island.
Yes, he lands on the island. His motive is to leave the island to go back to the war, so he can deliver something that he stole from the bad guys, so they can cipher out and they can have a one-up on the bad guys.
Steve Trevor's lands on Amazonian island.
Themyscira. Just say Paradise Island.
Paradise Island. He lands on Paradise Island, which is protected by Zeus's bubble. Zeus killed himself and made a giant bubble.
Yeah.
That you can apparently access. It's accessible to anyone. It's just invisible.
Yeah.
It's covered by heavy fog. I guess we're gonna get into spoiler territory now.
Yeah.
He
I guess you can compare it sort of to Skull Island, where it's like it exists.
But
it's
Skull
accessible.
Island is protected by a fucking hurricane. This is protected.
No.
by
I'm not talking about Kong Skull Island. I'm not talking about Kong Skull Island. I'm talking about like King Kong.
Yeah.
Like Peter Jackson's King Kong. Peter Jackson's King Kong. It was not protected by a hurricane.
It's directed by Peter Jackson.
What?
No. So. The story is there's this big fight between not mythical gods, Greek gods, and
Zeus makes people so gods have someone to rule over, and to have a creation. Ares.
No, yeah, then
the Ares corrupts man. They are shitty to each other. They fight. Homeboy kills other homeboy. Zeus makes the Amazonians to protect man. Amazonians want nothing to do with it. They stick to their island. They fucking stay there.
Mm-hmm. And that's like the quick backstory to like get everyone up to speed. And it explains that what are the people called Amazonians?
Yeah.
Oh,
the Amazons.
They're all made by Zeus.
Yeah. They're immortals.
They're made of fuck men. That was explained in the movie. They were all made of just woo men.
Yeah. It's funny because in the comic books.
And that's the story. They're made of fuck men.
In one of the stories, in one of the comic book, one of the Wonder Woman canons, the way that the Amazonians made reproduced is that they would lure sailors, fuck the sailors, kill the sailors, and then if they have a boy, kill the boy, and if they have a girl, let the girl live.
That's the story in the comic book?
Yeah, in one of the canons, in one of the
that sounds more interesting than what we got in the movie.
But Wonder Woman's always had a problem with a convoluted sort of.
Well, she's a silly character.
Yeah.
I mean, her origin story was she's the secretary of the Justice League. That's her origin story. She just got coffee for them.
Different time. Different time. But here, two men talking about Wonder Woman.
It'll be a role model for girls. We'll call it Wonder Woman. She'll bring coffee to Superman. She'll blow Batman.
I think, I think that was corporate's interest in it. It was just like that's all she is. But like the guy that actually made her actually had more interest in what she really stood for than anything. Like she's an important character. And that's why this movie was made. Besides money. and building a cinematic universe. But
she's a silly character, but she's an important character.
yeah, she's an important character because there's no bigger female superhero than her.
Than Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
What about barbed wire?
What are you doing here?
I'm looking for a light. Got one.
I don't smoke.
Neither do I.
I guess the main character that you can really like delve into is Wonder Woman, Steve Trevor, and Ares. Those are the three characters that you can really say something about, because everyone else is either like a background character or not really in the movie that long. Like Etta Candy isn't in the movie that long. Hippolyta is not in the movie that long. So
yeah, I didn't give a shit about Wonder Woman as a character. She was like half a Superman, but like she's not as boring as Superman because she still has some vulnerabilities. But
the movie never plays on her vulnerabilities.
I thought it was at the beginning because I thought these people were invincible until I see them get killed by bullets. And then later on in the movie, she's just fucking blocking bullets off like no one's business, hitting mustard gas and mortars, not giving a shit. And then like I'm supposed to feel, something, like I'm supposed to feel like she's in danger. And Die Hard, Die Hard's the go-to, like, this is how you make a fucking action movie.
Because he's a man, huh? That's why? He's a fucking man.
He's beaten up, and he's fucked up by the end of this movie because he's just a regular guy.
Yeah.
He's not, and you can do that with these characters. Like, you could do that with Superman, but you just have to write it correctly. And
well, come on, the poor guy gets shivved by a piece of bone. He gets fucking gassed by kryptonite. He gets nuked. Slower roll, man.
Well,
best, and he gets killed at the end. Like Superman had it bad for that movie.
He's fucking Superman. He's a boring fucking character. But for this movie, she was just as boring because I didn't feel at any time like, oh, she's in danger. I think it was when she decides she wants to go off with
Steve Trevor.
Steve Trevor back to America, back to
man's land.
Man to man's land.
Man's world. Man to man to show. And
she decides to steal the sword of Asgard.
The God Killer?
Yeah, the one Zeus made. And she can't get to it. And she grabs onto the ledge and it breaks and she falls down. And I was like, yes! She's going to be a character to care for because you're like, oh, look, it's funny. She's a fuck up.
Yeah.
And they scratch that when she punches through the fucking bricks with her fingers in the most well-guarded area in this, where the fuck they are. And she steals the sword killer, God Killer, and runs off with Steve Trevor's. And her mom from the very beginning is, you will not fight. You are a princess made from clay. And damn it, I made you. That her mom from the very beginning is very protective of her. That's her character, which is cliche as shit. You see it in every fucking movie. No, you're a lady and you're a woman and you will not do yourself.
Well, they never did that either.
But that's what it is, though. It's just like it's that character, that frame where
it's
you're not
because
going to do this.
She's the only child. They even say she's the only child on the island. There are no kids. It's only her, and so everyone's always fighting. She wants to start. Her mom wants to start. There's just like, we got to eventually.
She's the only character though who does that. Every character is like, we're warriors. That's who they are.
Yeah, and so she's that one character where it's like, we need to let her just not have to do it. Yeah.
Yes, and that's every fucking. That's it. But that problem is that's still a cliche. You can frame it any way you want.
Okay, that's fine. Chill.
No, but
it's a cliche. I get it.
Okay, but what I'm getting at is that that's another problem with her character is that she's just boring. She's just fucking boring. We've seen this story thousands of times. Do something different, and when they introduce that, well, okay, she'll do something different because it's a fish out of water story. She's eventually going to get to man's land. Something along the lines is going to change, and it doesn't. Throughout the whole fucking thing, there's not a single moment you feel, is she gonna make it? Is she gonna get out of this? No, she's fucking Superman. She's Superwoman. She's Wonder Woman.
Well, even Superman got fucked up in that movie.
But it's not about getting fucked up. It's about does this character go through trials and tribulations? And she doesn't, because at every fucking moment of this movie, she's capable of anything. She can jump mountains.
So are you calling her Mary Sue?
No, I'm not calling Mary Sue. I'm just saying it's just a boring character. Even someone, Ridley Scott. Ridley from...
Alien?
No, Ridley from Star Wars?
Daisy Ridley?
Oh shit, what's her main character's name?
Ray?
Ray kept getting called to Mary Sue. But she goes through...
Trials and tribulations.
Yeah, and she's an interesting character, and she's authentic. Daisy really gives that character heart, even if it wasn't Mary Sue. Gal Gadot doesn't. She just gives it an accent.
That was hilarious, actually. That because she has like a thick Israeli accent, the director is like, everybody has to do an accent.
Yeah. What's her name from Forrest Gump?
Robin Wright.
Robin Wright, giving that accent I was giggling the whole time. I was like, this is corny, but I was okay with it at that point.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm okay.
What I liked about her character is I understand what you're saying, but what I liked is that I did kind of see a rise, descent, and sort of like midway to her character where it was like, I want to do this, I want to do what you guys are doing, and that she does what they're doing, but now I can't leave. Okay, now I'm allowed to leave because this is eventually you find out because she has to. That's what she has to do. That's why I think that's why her mom let her go, is because it's just like. But by the end of the movie, you find out that she was the God killer the whole time. Mm-hmm. She was the. I know, but we didn't know at that time. But that character did. That's why she let her go. It's like, this is what she was made to do. So I have to let her go. Mm-hmm. Can't come back around.
I guess she is a Mary Sue because she has a secret to her that she doesn't know and she has to figure out.
How does that make her Mary Sue?
That's your plain Jane Mary Sue. Mary Sue is a character who can go through anything. Very pretty. That's actually one of the characteristics. Oh. There's a secret that that no one really knows, and she's like the chosen one or something. But again, even if Ray's a Mary Sue, the way that character is portrayed and played is
what
done
I like
better.
The thing that I liked about it is that whatever your trials and tribulations, what you're saying. But what I liked is that I did see a rise and descent in her thought process, where it's like, I want to help. I want to do good. I want to go out there and help. Like, this shouldn't be happening. People shouldn't be suffering for this. And if there's something that I can do about it, I'm going to go do it. Yeah. And her entire life has been leading up to that moment where it's like, my mom didn't want me to do this. My aunt taught me how to do it. I'm going to go do it. Then I'm finally able to go do it, because that is her literal purpose she was made to save man. And then when she finally when she gets to that point where she realizes, you people are fucked up. You guys just do it to do it. It's no one behind you. Whatever the ending is afterwards, but she gets to that point where it's just like, I'm not fucking helping you. And that's what I liked, because of Batman vs Superman, like right at the end, she was like, when Bruce Wayne is asking her, help me find the others, basically to form the Justice League, she's like, man made a world where banding together is not, like, getting together is not possible.
That's a more interesting character, and that's what this movie's supposed to lead up to, and it doesn't do that.
Yeah, no, it. That's why I think, like, they make a sequel. If they make a sequel, don't put it in modern time. Don't put it in modern times. Like, you can go.
But you can't do that.
Yes, you can.
This movie already.
It starts off in the present time. Unless she's
gonna go to Vietnam, it ain't gonna happen.
It starts off in present time and ends in present time. You could still go back in time and tell another story for Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman still lived from that time frame to the time frame where we see her in the present. There has to be a moment in time where
It's not gonna happen.
I know it's not gonna happen. What I'm saying is if they do make a sequel, they should do that. Whether they're gonna do it in modern time and flashback to the past.
Okay,
I know, but I'm saying there has to be a moment. There has to be a moment where it finally brings her to that point where it's just like, fuck this, I'm gonna walk away, and she walks away.
Yeah, but DC doesn't have the balls to do that shit.
But that's what I liked about her character is that everything she did out of love. Like she did out of love. This is what she wanted to like. That she's the definition of the hero. It's just like, oh, I just want to do good and whatnot. But it's just that, like in the trench scene, these guys were just like, we've only advanced an inch in a year. Mm-hmm. And she comes up there, she's like, I'm gonna help.
And she fixes the problem.
Oh shit.
This is what I'm saying is that she's not an interesting character. It's like Superman. You should put Superman in any situation.
I don't know. I still found like
he gets the jobs done. He gets the job done.
That's what I was thinking. Is just that I saw that better. Like in Man of Steel, Man of Steel made Superman a little bit more of a non-boring character because he was struggling with what he was doing. He didn't want to do this. He was trying to look for his answers, and when he finally figured out what he was supposed to do, he's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. 2 days later, a bunch of Kryptonians show up and start fucking shit up, and and like collateral damage happens, and it's because I'm only 2 days into this. I don't know how to, this ain't my thing.
But that goes with moral ambiguity. This movie doesn't present those themes at all. The theme in this movie is nothing. Is woman sexuality? I don't fucking know. The more interesting character I found than her was actually Ares, because Ares had his arc. He
really quick too.
Yeah, like 2 seconds.
Like they set up his entire arc, and he's just like, gotcha, man.
And he was an interesting fucking character. But he was like, I'm not the bad guy. I just want to kill these
Wonder Woman
humans
is
off.
Technically the bad guy, huh? Because she lets them continue to fuck with each other.
Basically, letting people pollute the world, and that was whole Ares' shtick is humans are fucking disgusting. Yeah, let them kill each other off so we can take back Amazonia or whatever.
No, so we can just take back the Earth. Period.
Yeah, to take back everything, and then she's like, no, humans are beautiful because there goes Mike. What the fuck's his name?
Here comes Santa Claus.
What's his name?
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine flies off, and he's gonna rescue everyone. And
that's just like ugliness. She's been seeing all this ugliness, and then finally, like an act of kindness, she actually sees, and it's like, okay, man is not so bad. Like she I'm sure she understands that man is still bad. That kind of, for me, that kind of like ties back into Batman vs Superman, where when she tells that to Bruce Wayne, he's like, but man's still good. Like we still do all these things, but we'll still find a way to move to carry on, and that's what it looked like she did. It's like, man is an evil fucking thing. Yeah. But it's like, but just because there's some evil, not all of them deserve to die. There's still good in these people, and I hope that I can aspire them to.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, let's hit the end real quick with the Germans hugging it out and everything after Ares gets killed. Let's just get this out of the way, because I know what it looks like. Because just like how I defended why'd you say that name when that happened, where it's like I understood.
No, well, that's in Batman's character. Though.
I know, but because I understood that, and people were just like, oh, because their mom has the same name. Like, I understood the meaning behind it. I can process past, like, oh, they have the same name, their moms have the same name. That it's just she hopes that to kill Ares, good will come back to man. And what I saw in that ending, besides you saying like, oh, Ares has broken the curse, hug me, brother. Like, what I saw, I know. But what I saw was that the movie setting up that Germany does not have that many soldiers anymore. That they're on the brink of losing the war. Mm-hmm. That Germany is going to surrender, and that's why fucking clearly American man that's trying to do a German accent, the bad guy, Lundelof or whatever his name was.
I forget his name.
Danny Houston.
That's his name?
Yeah,
That's not his name.
yeah, Danny Houston.
Danny Hudson.
Danny Hudson. Yeah.
I don't know if his first name is Danny.
It is Danny.
Danny. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny Hudson is the red herring. He's believed to be Ares the whole time, and I was laughing because I was like, "That's it? That's how she fucking kills him?" And we'll get to his relationship with a certain substance and a certain character who makes a certain substance.
That part.
Hold on.
No. That part where they killed the German high command.
The German high command.
Yeah, when they killed the German like war room when they throw the gas.
Yeah.
It's like, why'd you throw the gas in there? They don't know that it works. Like that part, I was just like, come on.
Did you see when they were banging in that door how it flopped? It looked like straight out of a.
No, it was people. It was people banging on the door.
Yeah, but it was a metal. It was a big metal gate. It wasn't supposed to flop like that, and I was like, it's a set.
I mean, I saw Alien Covenant, and that entire movie looked like a set. So I'm not gonna fault the movie for that.
But yes.
But what I was going with at the end, with that end is that that entire third act is just showing a bunch of dudes in gas masks, a bunch of German dudes in gas masks.
Yeah.
Then finally, when she kills
Ares,
Ares,
enemy, then they put a face to it.
Yeah, but when it's just
blah blah.
So they take off the mask, and it's kids. It's just kids that don't have an agenda in this war. They're just forced to fight, and now that they see that there's nothing that they have to fight for, it's just like, well, yeah, I'm not your enemy. I didn't want to do this in the first place. And I wish that they had put a piece in between that and the whole like victory in London, where it was just like Germany secedes, and that's what ends World War One.
The problem is you're not thinking what the movie sets up. The movie sets up that Ares is the cause for war, and when Ares dies, the war is magically over. Then very next, as soon as Ares dies, German soldiers take off gas masks and start hugging each other. That's the fucking ending, and then it cuts to the war is finally over.
You will train her harder than any Amazon before her. 5 times harder. 10 times harder.
Never let your guard down. You expect the battle to be fair.
Until she is better than even you.
So Chris Pine is trying to get a notebook from Dr. Poison and she's making mustard gas?
She's making some form of mustard gas saddle that can penetrate gas masks.
Gas masks. And that's the MacGuffin, I guess, of the movie.
He's trying to transport that notebook to his officials. So his officials will have so his officials can get the army to have an upper hand on Germany. But for some reason or another, they're like, we're not going to do that. And Wonder Woman doesn't like that because it's like, you're just going to let these people die. It's like, well, that's what soldiers are for. They're supposed to die or whatever. So that's why she wants to go out there. It's like, these fucking people are not going to do anything, so I'm going to go do something.
But she doesn't. And then she blames Chris Pine, saying, you stopped me from those people dying when she got the mustard gas. When he didn't stop her at all, she could have done anything. She could have gone herself and saved those people.
No, because she was no. Because she was gonna kill. Danny Hudson, but he stopped her, and because he stopped her, he was able to launch the gas onto whatever place that was that he bombed.
But she had a chance to kill Danny Hudson when he grabbed her and they started dancing. She could have just fucking cut his head off right there.
I think she was trying to make sure that she was making sure that was.
Why does she fucking care? She got a sword, just fucking
but it's just like, she could kill him, but it's just like, well, what if it's not him? And it turns out it's not him.
She's not Batman. She doesn't have that moral dilemma. None of that's brought up. Her mom's never like, make sure.
No. I'm not saying that it's just like, I don't want to kill the wrong person. It's just like, you have to have that dialogue between the villain and the hero before because this is their first confrontation. Because if you think about the story, Wonder Woman, Ares doesn't know about Wonder Woman. Like,
he's supposed to not know about Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Because she's the God Killer.
And
he's hiding among men. And but at that moment, she could have just
scrawny.
That's what I'm
Englishman.
saying. Like, she could have just done whatever she wanted. She's Wonder Woman. She's whole there to stop the war, to kill Ares. That's her whole point. What the fuck does she care if she kills a couple other bad guys in the mix? No. Oops, I killed Hitler. Gotta find Ares. Where is he?
No, that was Ares.
Fuck, it's Mussolini. Where is he? She could have just kept going.
You're the practice.
Yeah, it would have been preferable comedy movie. But Chris Pine, the main character of this movie, looking for Dr. Poison. Dr. Poison is making that
bad guy
that thing, and she inadvertently makes magic cocaine, which makes Danny Hudson's face glow like a fucking cartoon. He's so stupid.
He was hammy.
He like picks up a fucking, and that's why I thought he was Ares, because he picked up like a giant, and those were the like, this movie teeters on grounded and just fucking CGI fest. Like, might as well be a full on cartoon. He like picks up this like giant thing and like throws it at her. I was like, oh, I guess he's Ares because he just picked up that giant thing. And there's even, no matter how high on cocaine you are, you're not gonna do that. But apparently it's like, what the fuck does she make? What is that?
She said that something had come to her and it would give him strength. So
I thought it was Venom. I thought
it could be Venom because,
for the record, Venom is
what powers Bane.
And Bane is?
Bane is a Batman villain.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, break you, Batman.
That's what I thought.
Well, no, it could be a form of that could be their way of building up Venom in this universe, because the storyline Batman Venom,
right,
where Batman starts consuming Venom and it consumes his and it consumes his mind and shit like that,
right,
and he becomes like an addict to it. It starts off in capsule form.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But this was like a little glass things.
Yeah, kind of like the salt, to wake people back up. I think in that book that he does, they do it like that too. So it could be their way of like, Venom started off in World War I. It didn't really get touched. It probably just ended up in fucking Peñadura, and it just stood there until like people started fucking with it.
But we were calling it magic cocaine throughout this whole movie.
It was magic cocaine.
What the fuck it is. And
it seemed like it was just put there to make the audience think like, oh, that's Ares. Kind of like what?
That's just shitty writing, though. That's why I thought it was Ares. Like, oh, that makes sense, because he just picked up that giant thing, and you can't physically do that unless you're a god, because she has that giant tank.
She held it for a while.
I was like, fuck, this is ridiculous. Like, are you limited to things, or are you not limited to things? That's why I hated her character. Because at any time, she could have done whatever she wanted. Like, she wasn't limited by anything. Like, when they were like, oh, you gotta wear a dress around. Fuck you, I'm an Amazonian. I'll wear what the fuck I want. Like, why does she care? She doesn't give a shit. It's like, oh, you gotta blend into the crowds. I'm fucking Wonder Woman. I'll blend in whatever fucking crowd I want, and I'll wear whatever the fuck I want. It was just such a weird...
I kind of would have liked it better if like it started getting around to the Axis powers. It's like, fucking British and Americans have this chick in a unitard that's just taking our bullets and just like cutting motherfuckers with the sword, and like that's
I would have loved that. Just fucking mowing down through Germans, and nope. We got the ragtag group taking down people with their shotguns, because Wonder Woman needs, for a movie about a female-led superhero, we have to have a bunch of men in it
that do nothing.
Yeah. That really do nothing.
Yeah, they were useless to the story. That was for me was the weakest part of the movie was the introduction of these characters that don't really do much for the story.
Don't do shit.
And that for me that was the weakest part of the movie. That was the weakest part of the movie, because I do like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I do think she's charming. I do think that yes, they keep her really pretty. And like I would have liked,
just give her like
I would
give her a cut, give her something. Like,
because like in that picture in Batman vs Superman, and in it she looked dirty in the picture.
Well, it looked like someone just put on a coat over her after she just got done like soaking in German blood, like, and then someone took the picture. Instead, it was just like, hey, pose for the picture, and it was fucking stupid. I thought that was going to be like at the very end of the movie after the war's beaten, after she's like tired as shit.
Yeah, I would have liked. I would have.
That's like
I would have liked that. But what this movie does, what Captain America fails at, is Captain America montages through everything.
Yeah, because that's not because those parts of the movie weren't important. He's just a propaganda piece, like, you know, montage.
I don't know.
I feel like this movie needed montage. I feel like this movie needed her going down through different war zones because I was begging for an action scene. I was so bored. I knew it. It was just the story was gonna get me. So just fucking play with me. Throw an action scene at me.
Jerk me off.
Yeah.
Come on, movie.
And for a character with an awesome theme song, it was used.
Twice.
Yeah, it wasn't like
It wasn't really utilized, but
this is awesome theme song. It's just not used.
it is an awesome theme song. It's better than.
No, it's an amazing theme
Yeah.
song. Like, what's his name? Who wrote that?
Junkie XL and
Fucking genius combination
And,
of him and I
Hans
love that.
Zimmer.
And it's put
Well,
it
it's
in Batman versus Superman.
Well, it was used better in Batman vs Superman. Because without her, both of those dudes would have been fucked.
Yeah. And that, I don't know. Yeah.
But I think it's good that this movie is out there because, you know, little girls have something to look up to. And
Little girls already have something to look up to.
Huh?
Two movies get brought up constantly when it comes to women, like smart women in movies, and that's Terminator and Alien, the Alien series. And there's a reason for that. In Alien 1, Ripley she's just a space trekker. That's all she is. And in the beginning, she's not even the good guy. At the beginning of Alien, she's like, I gotta follow orders. You can't come in this fucking ship. You got shit on you. And you don't know who the main character is. She just happens to survive, and she becomes the main character. And so moves on. In Terminator, she's this character. She doesn't have anything going for her. She just like falls into it, and she's scared. She's really fucking scared. She doesn't know what's happening. She's going against a fucking tank.
Yeah,
She only, for the grace of God, she just happens to have someone who's here to save her, who'll help her. And it's not that Wonder Woman needs someone to help her or save her, which she does in this movie. She just needs a better. I don't know. She needed to be
sex
her up a bit. I don't know. Like
sex her up a bit. No, she got sexed up enough in this movie.
It's 2017. How do we still have this same story playing out? We've seen it 1,000 times. Let's. Hollywood, give me something new.
I really wish, like something that I really dreaded that this movie did was that her and Chris Pine kissed, like that kind of
forced romance.
Yeah, where it's like you can see that they're like
can't have a women movie without a romance.
But they don't like play on the romance past that. Like that's like the only romantic bit that they put in the movie, and that's it. But I kind of wish where it was just like where he was closing the door and she would have just been like, "Get out," because she just like wants to go to sleep or something. Cause she's not gonna fall for that shit. Like I was hoping
she hasn't had sex for years. I'm assuming she doesn't give a shit.
Bullshit.
Her vagina hasn't.
She's gotten her. She's got her licked out a couple times by another. Let's just end the movie there.